everybody, welcome back to Game Bro Station for another Game Bro cast. It's me, Mark, and Matt's over here. Say hi, Matt.
Hello, everybody.
And it's time for a Netflix review.
Oh my goodness, what are we reviewing?
Well, Matt, this month, Matt Groening got his chance to have a whole new adult animated comedy on Netflix. So now it's the guys who made Brickleberry's turn.
What?
Yeah, that Comedy Central show that I guess nobody really watched. And now is on Netflix, fittingly enough.
Wow. Yeah, I think I've heard the name before, but I've actually never even seen the style.
Yeah, well, it's a lot like this Paradise PD we're about to review, except instead of cops, they're the worst park rangers.
Oh, is that what Brickleberry is?
Basically. And some of these characters even look like palette swaps of some of the characters on that show.
Fair enough.
Kind of a little scary that no one got sued.
Oh, if he's a show creator and the IP holder, I guess maybe it's a parody of a parody.
It's a parody of a parody. And it even acknowledges it at one point. But yeah, so we watched season 1, all first 10 episodes of Paradise PD by Waco Gwynn and Roger Black.
You know, it was weird. The first few times the show opened, I feel like the show name creators changed a bit. It looked weird. I'm probably wrong on this, but who was the first creator you said?
Waco O'Gwyn.
For a couple times, I thought it said Wacky Gun a couple of times.
Maybe that was supposed to be like a cop joke.
Maybe. I don't know. I was a little confused on that because, like, you said the other name that came up, and he came up for, like, most of them. Mm-hmm. But at the beginning, it seemed like it was some other random name.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre.
It was. And full disclosure, these guys, we said Brickleberry. They got their start on the Comedy Central circuit. So this show, safe to say, very much Comedy Central in its humor. And because it's on Netflix and not on TV, the cuffs are really lifted, and it shows, folks.
Oh my goodness. Is it ever?
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting, too, is, like, I can't speak for Mark here, but I've seen most of the adult shows on Netflix, starting with Bojack Horseman, which is a fantastic show, in my opinion.
Very well written.
Talking about, like, character depression, dependency on others versus like seclusion, all that kind of stuff, really deals with depression in a very interesting light. The second one, I believe, that came around that probably didn't get as much publicity as BoJack was F is for Family by Bill Burr.
I like F is for Family.
I really like F is for Family because that deals with more of a financial depression, in my opinion. It deals with like how to sustain with your family, give up on your dreams just to make sure that you can put food on the table. Set in the 70s, so there's a lot of misogyny and
there's a lot of social issues going on.
Yeah, a lot of social issues of that time that could be relative to now. But then you get to the third one, which I could understand why a lot of people don't like it, but I thought was a really interesting take on the subject, given how, like, we all go through it. Big Mouth. Dealing with puberty when you're a little kid, and then suddenly the adult world starts opening up, and you get all these mixed emotions that you don't understand where they're coming from, opens up a whole floodgate of horrible adult shit. So, the point I'm trying to say here is, like, BoJack Horseman kind of pushed the boundaries a little bit for Netflix. F is for Family went a little bit further in terms of its crude humor. Big Mouth definitely pushed it, and I feel like Paradise PD saw Big Mouth and it's like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Because, wow.
I'd say the thing is with the other Netflix original animated shows, it seems like there's, especially with like BoJack in particular, that's really like the crown jewel in all this. It seems like there's a theme. It seems like there's almost a point in it. It's addressing something.
Yes.
It's not just, what we get with a lot of adult animation, sadly. It's, not necessarily that it's mature like an adult. It's just, someone dropping F-bombs and, very inappropriate stuff that, is just, not for kids. That seems to kind of be what people think of when they see adult animation. And Paradise PD for me kind of falls into that category.
Yes.
This is very much like we said, showrunners got their start on Comedy Central. So right off the bat, if you don't like the Comedy Central style humor, you're not going to like this one because it's cranked up to 11.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of genitalia.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix, so there's no pixelation. There's no black bars. It's you're going to see the whole thing, folks.
More than likely.
More than likely. And I think that ultimately for me is a bit of its downfall. Because it relies on the shock value, the crude humor a lot. But when it actually makes a smart or dare I say even observational joke, it's actually a really good joke. It's just it gets bogged down by so much of this, like I said, like with adult anime shows, like drugs,
boobs, and like
swearing,
and stabbing and like ripping apart. It's like, and don't get me wrong, folks. Like when I see that kind of humor, I'm not easily offended by any of that.
No,
it just kind of seems
lazy.
Lazy, yes. It seems lazy. I prefer more clever humor. Like a quick example, there was one where they had like a media paradox a few episodes in, and while by nature it was crude, the context of that joke was actually kind of fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was a joke on mainstream media in this day and age.
And it's like, well, which side does this particular instance go on? And then no one knew how to respond to it, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of funny jokes scattered throughout the show. But sometimes I think the problem with this show is that they have to throw in a shock humor just for the sake of saying, oh, by the way, this is a shock comedy.
Yeah.
We got to put like a boob in here somewhere. We got to put sperm in here somewhere.
Drugs.
Keep the beat going because like you don't want to get too much into the characters' turmoil and development.
Yeah.
We gotta throw in something crude in there for the sake of it because of it's the show.
Yeah, like it's just because I'm sure Netflix has some safeguards, with this stuff, but like if you see this is definitely not, something just because it's animated does not mean it's appropriate for kids. So like definitely, or heck, even safe for work if you're an adult, quite honestly. So, if this sounds like it's something that's up your alley, like enjoy it, have fun with it. But, just be, this is, it's something, I guess you could really say.
Yeah. Kind of get into the general thoughts on all this is like, I think I like the show, but of the 4 adult original Netflix comedies, I think this is the weakest in terms of engagement.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Bojack Horseman is one of my favorites, although FS for Family is kind of getting very close to it. Only because I'm a big fan of Bill Burr. I really like him a lot. And I actually do genuinely care about him and his family. Big Mouth is hit or miss for me. I get it. I like the overall message, but at times it can be kind of like this show where
it has its shock humor too.
Yeah, but not as frequently. It's also not as relatable for me on a personal level.
Yeah.
But Paradise PD, I feel like there's potential there. I think it could be a funny show. I mean, there's a few reoccurring jokes and gags that I kind of like. Like there's this redneck dude with a tits hat on, who always seems to get killed, but he always seems to come back perfectly fine.
Got a bit of a Kenny thing going on.
A little bit, and he comes back within the episode too. So it's like some funny characters like that. I like Gina. I like Dusty. The lead guy, Tom Kenny, doing all these voices.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing about it, funny you brought that up, there's a lot of voice actors and actresses in this series that you're kind of like, oh, wow, really? Really? I mean, if here's the thing, I'm not saying I'd recommend the show. I don't know if I would recommend it.
Right.
But if you just want to hear SpongeBob's voice actor say some really weird stuff, this might be it for you. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just a fun, like, little sideshow to watch. Again, it's nothing to get emotionally invested in.
No.
Would I recommend it? If you have a pretty open mind when it comes to humor, like if you're easily queased by like shock humor or like sex humor,
stay away from this.
You probably won't like it. There are plenty of people who would like it. Again, I really have no problem with the show.
No.
And I will say what's funny, I was talking to you, Mark, saying like, did the guy who worked on the show, did he work on Family Guy at all? Because in my personal experiences and things like that, watching the show, I can kind of tell there's like little animation styles and like animation tells that they have throughout the show that scream Family Guy to me. But apparently we looked it up and no.
To the best of our knowledge, no, but it's definitely, I think, pulling from that in terms of, what an adult animated show is about.
It's not as snappy as Family Guy, which I am a little happy about, but it is very similar.
Yeah.
But kind of made its own. But then again, I don't know what Brickleberry was like, so.
Bingleberry.
Bingleberries.
Bingleberries, Brickleberry.
Dingleberries.
Dingleberries, Dinglehoppers.
But overall, yeah, no, I would watch more episodes if they came out. I won't be eager for it like I would be for F is for Family or BoJack.
No.
I forgot about Disenchantment. I didn't put that on the... Yeah, no. Paradise PD is definitely the weakest of the 5 then.
No, yeah, like if you're new to Netflix, which how are you new to Netflix? And you're looking for some adult animated comedy, this is definitely the lowest. This is definitely not, something. This is not the best. It's definitely not. So,
yeah,
keep that in mind.
It's not worse than like other adult shows that you might see on cable networks.
Oh no, here's the thing. I've seen not as, shocking reality because it's not Netflix. It doesn't have to deal with, the TV rating system and stuff like that. But like I've seen less enjoyable adult animated shows on TV as opposed to this. So, I mean, it really is sitting in a weird place in that regard.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping that the show will get better. But yeah, now that I mentioned that, I want to say, what are the top 5 shows then? Then I guess for me, it would be BoJack as number 1, F is for Family number 2, Disenchantment number 3, Big Mouth 4, Paradise PD 5.
I think I echo that list, although I think I might swap Disenchantment with F is for Family, but that could be on a even day by day thing. But like, yeah, I would definitely agree with that ranking so far of the adult animated Netflix originals.
Yeah. And hey, let us know in the comment section if there's any adult animated shows that we're missing, because I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. At least it like anime doesn't count. So
no, not anime. We're talking about adult animated Western shows.
The sitcom style
Western
shows. Adult animated show, yes. But yeah, everybody, I think that just about wraps us up here for our review of Paradise PD, it's the Netflix original
the Tom Kenny
series.
Funny Show.
The Tom Kenny Funny Variety Hour. Who would have thought?
Which the last bit I'll say, it was funny when I was listening to the mayor. She was voiced by the same actress who voiced Catwoman in Injustice and a few other DC comic animated stuff. But I guess she also plays Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, like if you grew up watching Nickelodeon, there's some voices in here you're going to be like, well, that was unexpected.
It was. And it was pretty funny when some of that happened.
Yeah, but that's our 2 cents on it. Not for everybody. Probably not for most people, if I'm going to be blunt.
Not for most at all.
You might find something that it's enjoyable. If not, just skip on down that Netflix line. Well, that'll do it for us, everybody. Tune in next time when we'll be sure to have a bunch of other stuffs. Matt, you have anything you'd like to plug on the channel?
Oh, for sure. We have First Thoughts is where I review movies. Most of them are non-spoiler, but I definitely recommend you go check them out. And we do have a Week in Review, which is a show we release every now and then, talking about a couple things going on in the movies and games.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, that'll do us for us here. Let us know what you thought of the series, or if you even think it's up your alley, or if you think maybe this isn't even a direction Netflix should go with its adult animated, programming.
And may I add in real quick, if you guys have any ideas of what kind of shows that Mark and I should watch and review, that are preferably on Netflix or something we could DVR, get that out of the way. Please let us know in the comment section below. We're always looking for new content to check out.
Yeah, and it can be a syndicated show. We just got through wrapping up DuckTales and had a wonderful time with that. So,
yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, just because we reviewed this adult comedy doesn't mean we're not down for some good old-fashioned Saturday morning cartoons around here.
My goodness. I mean, if you want us to look at My Hero Academia or the South Park or the...
That's such a jump.
I can't think
My
of
Little
I don't...
Pony.
Yeah, My Little Canadian Ponies.
My Little Canadian Ponies. They're even more polite. Well, everybody, that'll do it for us here. As we like to say, to be continued.